wavy. You wavy, you wavy. Low down Lincolns, leaks, lingerie shit. I need to know how you could talk shit and still can't take it. I do this for a living, baby girl, please don't play me. How are you even managing to keep straight faces and all the pictures that I've seen lately? Lord knows you still look amazing. That's besides the point I'm making. Body look like Serena, no knife and no need to fake it. You got potential, cold bottle shaping. Pussy too wet, girl, please come and save me. I wasn't ready, no preparation. You're old enough, but you're still a baby. You share stories of what we did lately. Things to remember, things that'll make them want what you got, but they can't take it. Can't lie on drunk, can't lie on faded. Most of these things I don't wanna say. I wanna be around while you change. I wanna be around while you're naked. Girl, please come back when you're famous. Girl, please. Yes, I'm drunk and yes, I'm faded. Most of these things I don't wanna say. I wanna be around while you change. I wanna be around while you naked. I need to know how you could talk shit and still can't take it. I do this for a living, baby girl, please don't play me. How are you even managing to keep straight faces and all the pictures that I've seen lately? Lord knows you still look amazing. That's besides the point I'm making.
Street Top Radio LA, man. I appreciate you guys tapping in each and every Tuesday to my show. Make sure y'all follow me on my YouTube channel. That's Tree Top Radio LA, or you can space it out, Tree Top Radio LA. You can follow, like, subscribe, and share. Every time I go live, you'll get a notification. I do marketing for artists, brands, and businesses. You can contact me on my Instagram page. That's Tree Top Radio. That's Tree Top _Radio LA. Make sure y'all holler at me, man. I got good deals. I do video editing as well. I do photography for any type of events. Just let me know. Yeah. Say, man, it's Street Top Radio LA. Hand me the lighter. Oh, damn, grandbaby, why you ain't tell Grandpop that you was starting this? She's such a jokester. But yeah, Grandpop still blows the reefers. You know, I know y'all call this now the czar. I don't even know what the fuck a czar is, but I said, give me that shit that is gonna make me say, So shout out to my boy, you know what I mean, out here in Baltimore. But I wanted to come to y'all, not to make jokes or be funny. I also wanted to come to y'all to give you a little bit of enlightenment. How you move out here in life is ultimately how you're going to walk into your destiny. So if you want to walk with a purpose-filled step, you have to have intention with everything that you do. So if you're out here causing chaos, just know that your purpose is going to be chaos. So y'all mothers, let's
get started. Started from the bottom. Now I'm on the terrace smoking on gelato with a model. Yeah, and now I got it. The money and the power. Stunting all summer, pouring Henny for our problems. Look, I used to need a KD to hold, and now I need 100 to show. Beat the block, used to work the front post. Hoes meet me at the door, niggas at the stove. Made it all hot, they couldn't keep it on the low. Had to set some new goals, dreadlocks need new growth.
Smoking on this exotic, I'm with the homie, hey look. Smokers members only circle, y'all can't get in the club. Damn, these shots got me so turned, the nigga finna go legend. We going back to back like Steph and Clay, the link for a session. Niggas know how we steppin' and we ain't taking no losses, we some bosses.
Hey, whoever out there, your worth is not determined by who you're with. Your worth is not where you live at, how much money you got. Your worth is the value of your character, the value of your morals. A lot of times we get in situations where, you know, we put more value in that thing or that person than we do ourselves. You are important, you matter. God created you with a purpose. Live your life with a purpose and with intent. Everything else will work out. If you broke, you gotta have the mentality of good work ethics, and money will follow you. If you're going through something in a relationship or with your family, work on yourself. Everything else will work out. Peace and love. Street Top Radio LA, man. We are broadcasting live in Baltimore, Maryland, via Los Angeles, California. I'm your fly host, man. The best host in the country. I'm your girl, Big Homie Smiles, man. If you out there, I need everybody to take your thumb, lift your thumb up, lift your thumb up. If you don't got the thumb, I need you to go ahead and lift your nubs up. If you ain't even got no wrists, go ahead and lift your elbows up. I need you to go ahead and like, subscribe, and share to my channel. The more subscribers I get, the quicker I'm able to monetize and create an additional stream of income for myself. We got a fantastic show today. You know what I'm saying? I got an amazing, super awesome, super dope guest who pulled up on me today. I mean, I'm just so excited. Today's topic is going to be life transitions. But you know, before we get into the show, Big Homie Smiles always got to start the show off with her organic stories. And so today's organic story is going to be entitled, dang, I just lost the title of my story. Dang, what I say it was going to be? Dang, I don't forgot. Let me go to commercial break.
You know I'm surgical with this bitch, Jake. How you want it, dog? Huh? Closed casket? You remember that fool in the wheelchair? How you think he got there?
Okay, I found it. I figured it out. So the story is going to be titled "The Next Step." That's the title of the story. So, but before I get into that story called "The Next Step," I need you guys to go ahead and follow me on Instagram. Y'all can follow me at 23savage_treetop radio_LA. Make sure you follow my personal page. That's going to be Big Homie Smiles 41 backup page. You'll know it's me because you'll see the tree with the headphones on it. So this story takes place in Los Angeles, California. Well, it starts in Los Angeles, California, kind of ends up in Baltimore. These two, couples, they end up meeting in Los Angeles, and, they end up making a great connection. And because of that connection, they transition together to a different state. Now, the two young ladies' one name is Cheryl. The other young lady name is Serena. So Cheryl and Serena end up linking up in Los Angeles at a hostel. And, they just had real good vibes. And see, hey, Cheryl, I was thinking, we've been in LA for about 1 year now. I think it's time for us to make that transition to another state. Where do you think we should go? I don't know. I was thinking about somewhere up east, like maybe Maryland somewhere. Oh yeah, that's cool. I was thinking about going to Baltimore. I hear Baltimore is like California with palm trees. Okay, when you want to make that happen? I think we should make that transition maybe in the next week or two. You can put in 2 weeks at your job and I'll take care of the rest. So Cheryl puts in her 2 weeks at her job. She was working at the swap meet down there in Crenshaw. And Serena was doing odd jobs for this company that places you at different events and stuff in Los Angeles. So Cheryl ended up putting her 2 weeks into her job. So they end up catching a plane. Serena ended up getting them plane tickets and had their items shipped back to Baltimore. Serena was real good at putting things in order and getting tasks together. So she was able to find them a place so they didn't have to worry about not having nowhere to stay. And see. Oh my God. Serena, is this Baltimore? Oh my goodness, I love it out here. It is so amazing. What are we going to do? What is our next step? Well, I told you I got you. And so I was able to locate you a job out here in Baltimore. You got an interview on the 26th. You're going to be working at Johns Hopkins Hospital. Johns Hopkins Hospital, what is that? It's a hospital, of course, Cheryl, you crazy girl. But you will be doing transport. So I got a connection. My uncle works in transport, so I was able to get you that connection up there. So your interview is going to be tomorrow. Make sure you dress appropriately and make sure you wear professional wear, because I don't want you making me look bad. Serena, shut up. You're so crazy. I know how to do interviews. So the next day, it was Cheryl's interview happened. She ended up getting a job at Johns Hopkins as a transporter. So when she got back home, she was telling Serena about, the interview process and how the guy that was interviewing her was like flirting with her and things like that. And so Serena being, kind of jealous kind of partner. She was a little offended about that, but she kept it to herself. So the next day, Cheryl had her first day at work. Now, upon Cheryl going to work, she had a dream. Now, Serena didn't tell her that Cheryl was talking in her sleep. So in the dream, Cheryl was, getting kind of crazy, saying some wild things that was unlike her about the guy that was interviewing her. So Serena kept everything to herself. So the next day comes. Cheryl gets up. Serena takes her to her job. Maybe a couple hours go by. Cheryl gives Serena a phone call asking her to come pick her up. And as Serena was going to pick her up, she get hit by a car. Boom. That's the end of the story. Now we're gonna go on a commercial break.
Damn, Slim Dog. Damn, Slim Dog.
Hey, run that shit up, Chase.
I got a cheese. 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 I got a cheese.
Check. I can get some fuck about it, boy. If it's a problem, I put up on check. Fuck if I ain't got $1, I start from the bottom and run up on check. What you doing for? Check.
All right, we back. My manager just told me my guest just popped in, and dang, she just said, what you say? She pulled up in a what? In a Porsche? Oh, okay, she pulled up in a Porsche. Shout out to my guest for pulling up in that Porsche, you know what I'm saying? Big time. Now, the title of today's show, before we tell her, give us 1 second. I just want to tell the audience about the purpose. So the title of today's topic is called Life Transitions. Now, the title is called Life Transitions because in life, we go through a lot of different transitions, especially from young to old. And in these transitions, sometimes we're unable to make those transitions successfully because we're not sometimes we don't have the proper guidance. We don't have someone, kind of letting us know what to look out for as we transition to these different journeys throughout our life. But everybody's transition is different. And as we grow into who God has for us to be, we're going to continue to develop and elevate. But I want to bring my guest on. Her name is Aurora. So everybody clap it up for Aurora, ladies and gentlemen. Clap it up for Aurora.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I wish I had a Porsche to come in on, but alas, I don't. So just walk on in here into this room.
Thank you for walking on in here. I appreciate you for being here, man.
So happy to be here. I mean, this is an amazing show. And you got amazing taste in clothes. So I'm glad to be in your presence.
No, I'm so glad that you are here. I'm excited. And I appreciate, you digging the digs. I'm trying to keep it fly for each show that I come on. So today's topic. No, go ahead.
No, you're looking fly every show. So.
You feel me? Thank you. Now, today's topic is called Life Transitions. Now, the reason why I wanted to talk about life transitions, of course, because in life, we go through a lot of transitions. And I think as young adults, when we're growing into adulthood and into the lifestyles that we choose, like jobs or school we're focused on, sometimes it can get a little chaotic in transitioning. And sometimes we may not know the proper steps to take in order to make those transitions successfully. I would like to talk to you about how you transitioned in life into your adulthood and into your career or your journey towards your career. Like, are you originally from the Baltimore area, or where are you originally from?
I'm originally from New York City, so not too far away, but definitely not Baltimore, Maryland.
Right. Just shout out to New York. What part of New York you from?
I'm from Manhattan.
Okay, shout out to Manhattan. That's the
go.
place to be.
It totally is. But I also love Baltimore, so I feel like this is now the place to be.
Yeah, this is now the place to be. So how was that transition? Because that's a transition in itself, coming from Manhattan to Baltimore. What was that transition for you like?
Yeah, actually, I came from New Haven, Connecticut to Baltimore. So there are a lot more, there are more similarities between New Haven and Baltimore in terms of just size and atmosphere than I think Manhattan and Baltimore. But the transition from New Haven to Baltimore was wild. I graduated college and I came to a new city to live on my own for the very first time in my own apartment and embarking on a journey. I'm currently at Johns Hopkins for medical school. So first year medical student. And so I think that there have been a lot of transitions, but I'm loving it here. And I just feel really lucky to be where I am.
Oh, that's awesome. So graduating, like you said, from college, that's a transition in itself, because I graduated maybe a long time ago. Oh my gosh. I graduated maybe in 2010. So that's probably maybe about 9-10 years ago. And so my transition from college into trying to find a career for myself was definitely an experience. And for me, I think the biggest transition was like being able to hold myself down without trying to depend on my parent, and, trying to reach out for them for help. It's kind of like, the bird getting thrown out the nest and having to try to fly on their own. Because when you're in college, I don't know, for many people that are out there that have maybe been to college, it's like you're in like a bubble, almost like a youth bubble. And so when you graduate, it's like you're out in the world and you have to make something shake. So what made you want to get into the medical field?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was a very long process. I don't know how much you know about applying to medical school and sort of the path there, but you have to kind of decide relatively early, and there are a bunch of classes you have to take. But I guess it was an iterative process for me to go into medicine. It started probably just with my own experiences of doctors and seeing my family interact with doctors as well. But I did a lot of community health work in college and getting to understand what it means to really meet patients where they are. That influenced my decision heavily and definitely motivates me even today. And it's something I continue to strive for, is meeting patients where they are.
Yeah, I like that. I like when you said meeting patients where they are, especially, in a city like Baltimore, right? Because Baltimore is definitely a unique place. And so with you having that type of passion and that type of zeal to want to meet patients where they are, it almost, for me, it makes it seem like, for me, that you really care about your job and wanting to, change the lives of others through medicine. What is a transition that you have experienced being a first year medical student out here in Baltimore? Like how is that transition coming to the medical field in Baltimore? What is some experience? What's a major experience that you have had?
Yeah, I think just simply leaving college and coming to a new city to start another school, I definitely felt some of the same feelings of loneliness, where you don't know anybody in the city and you're figuring out a new system. But I think the difference between how I felt in college and now is that at this point in my life, although I am physically alone, or I was physically alone in Baltimore, I had such a network of people, chosen family and my actual family, whom I rely on every day and I could call. And so I think that transition this time around to a new school was actually easier for me, because although my loved ones weren't with me in person, I was able to call them or text them or FaceTime. And so that feeling of loneliness that I had going into college is actually just feeling alone, I think, this time around.
Right. So do you feel like when you are transitioning to a different city or a different place, that it is good to have like a network of family or friends that you can kind of like reach out to?
Oh, totally. I think that's how I get through every day, is being able to talk to people I care about. Because at the end of the day, and I was talking to a friend recently about this,
Yeah.
there are moments where we cannot stand our own 2 feet. It just
Right.
feels too heavy and too difficult. But it's
Yeah.
that safety net of love that's created by those people who are friends or partners or parents or
Right.
cousins that
Right.
allows us to stand on the days where we can't really do it ourselves.
Right.
And so I think it's totally critical, but that doesn't mean that if you don't necessarily have those people yet, you
Yeah.
aren't going to be able to survive in a new place.
Right. Do you feel like when you're transitioning in life, for some people, maybe the transition to maybe a better state in life, it can be difficult, maybe because people aren't focused on the end goal, with what they want, because especially with us being in this generation of technology and things like that, I feel like some people in our generation may not have the right focus because they don't have the right maybe direction, or maybe they're not looking at the right things. So if it's a young person out there maybe that is considering, maybe going into the medical field, or whatever type of field, what are some things that you did to help you as you transition to your next stage in adulthood?
I think being okay with the uncertainty of it all is the key.
Being
And
uncomfortable.
yeah, being comfortable being uncomfortable.
Mm.
And I think this is something I've heard not only with my peers in college, but from people who I thought, quote unquote, have their plans together, and know what they want to do.
Right.
So what has helped me is knowing that so much beauty is born out of uncertainty and not exactly knowing what the future holds. And for
Right.
someone who's going into the medical field, that uncertainty may manifest in your future career, what you decide to specialize in. So I don't fully know what I want to specialize in, but I feel I'm fortunate and I'm so privileged to have so many
Yeah.
resources available to me to shadow doctors and figure stuff out, and talk to people. So, yeah, uncertainty, lean into it.
I like that. I like that you said being comfortable with being uncomfortable, because it kind of triggered something that my mother told me. She actually said you have to be uncomfortable, and you got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. She's the exact same words. So I think that's very good that you said that, because in life, you do have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. I think for me, when I transitioned from the West Coast back home, because I'm originally from here, not Baltimore, but like Capitol Heights, PG County, DC area. So I guess when I transitioned back to the East Coast, I think that was a big transition for me. Number one, because I wasn't really sure what I was doing coming back home. You know what I'm saying? So I think I had to be uncomfortable with trying to figure out my career. And I think, kind of like God kind of transitioned me in a way to find myself as an adult in a career or in a field that I'm comfortable with. Like for me, it was sales. So I've been doing sales pretty much my whole life. So for a big portion of my life. And so when I sold cars prior to me moving out to the West Coast, and then when I came back home, I got into leasing. So I think the biggest transition for me was transitioning into a career, because this is like my first career that I've had. And so I think that transition of, staying focused and staying consistent and just making sure that you're doing the right things, it helps you like focus more on, elevating. Do you feel like, but by you being a medical student, with you shadowing doctors, do you see how it can be like overwhelming for doctors? Like what are some experience that you have seen shadowing doctors as they're transitioning to different patients?
I think the medical field is overwhelming inherently. There are so many things one has to manage as a doctor, but also for the patients themselves, it's an overwhelming experience most of the time. And part of what I meant about meeting patients where they are, that's literally too. It's going out there, going to their communities, because it's sometimes so difficult just to get to the doctor's office. So
Right.
in terms of transitions, I see everybody is different. We're currently learning how to do a patient history and to do a patient interview as a medical student. And
Right.
something I realize is that there's no formula on how to communicate with someone.
Right.
It's really a personal thing, and so you have to be able to read an individual, respond to how they may feel by certain things you ask or question about. And so, yeah, I guess the transitions I'm seeing is just the normal transitions of human life. It seems like
Right.
that's just a facet of medicine, but it's just part of the normal day to day
Right.
uncertainty and difficulty with transition.
Now it's interesting that you said you're not real. You were a little bit unsure of what type of the medical field that you want to get into. Do you have like an idea of what you want to transition to later on down the line? Because before you answer, I think it's interesting because I've met a lot of just being in Baltimore in general. I've met a lot of people who are students of medicine, and they all say that they're uncertain of what line in the medical field that they want to go. I know a lot of them want to be doctors, but so what is it that you are like leaning towards, or you're just like really uncertain? I don't know.
I have certain things I know I want to do. I would love to have a career that combines procedural elements with longitudinal patient care. So getting to see people over time, getting to really know them. Something
Right.
that I knew from a very young age that I loved two things. I loved science and I loved talking to people. And
Right.
so having a career that combines those two, which is medicine more generally, but more
Yeah.
specifically, I guess it would really be that procedural element where I may be doing surgery, but then also the longitudinal care where I actually know my patients really well and understand
Right.
in a broader context, maybe some non-clinical factors that impact them and their well-being.
Right. So do you feel like as a person who is in the medical field, what are some things that maybe we can do for ourselves, like to stay healthy? Because you mentioned you want to be a procedural doctor, which means that you want to do surgery and things like that. So what are some preventative measures that my audience can take home with them that like to keep them, healthy and like staying fit and stuff? As a medical student, I don't know if that's a good question or not.
Yeah, I'll give a simple disclaimer that I'm a medical student and I'm also in week 3, so I genuinely have probably no more information than anybody else does. I have access to the internet and so does everyone else. But something I can at least say from my own experience of what helps me stay fit is and stay happy and healthy is I love to go on walks, but I think more importantly, I love talking to people.
Yeah.
And being isolated, especially in the era of the pandemic,
Right.
that is a silent killer to your mental health. And so I
Right.
really encourage people, even if it's picking up the phone and calling someone for 2 minutes, that
Yeah.
means that you're not as much in your own head, and also somebody, can express care for you, which makes you feel less alone in the world. So I would just say, my recommendation, not as a medical professional, because I am not, but as a human being, is to talk to loved ones, to be loved, to love, all of those things.
Yeah. So I'm sorry to put you out there because she's a medical student for my audience member
I'm not going to go on the power trip because I genuinely have nothing to back it up.
Do you feel like doctors, because you want to be a doctor, right?
Yeah.
So do you feel like doctors can, because of the type of power they have, do you feel like some doctors in the medical field can have a God kind of conflict with themselves because they possess a lot of power? Have you had a doctor tell you something that made you feel like, oh, this dude thinks he's Jesus?
I can't speak for other doctors. I can speak already to sort of the ways in which my family and friends think that I have answers that I don't.
Right.
I've already had, friends of mine say, paging Dr. Aurora, I have a question
Right.
about this or that. So I don't know whether or not, doctor may experience a God complex, as you call it,
Yeah,
because
God
that's something that goes on in their head that I just don't know about.
Right.
But I can already see that doctors are given a lot of power and authority, and most often that's rightfully so.
Right.
I would say that I am doing a lot right now to study and understand the human body. So I
Yeah.
hope that at the end of my training, I am well qualified to make certain decisions and to help people. I mean, that's really why I went into this field, is to use my education in service of others.
Right. And what school did you get your undergrad in?
I got my undergrad from Yale University.
Oh, wow. Shout out to you. So you are like the top of the line, cream of the crop.
I don't know if I'm cream of the crop, but I will tell you that I really want to be a lifelong learner. And
Yeah.
I will work as hard as I possibly can wherever I go, regardless of the name. I'm just here to learn.
Yeah, for sure. A couple more questions before we go, but before I ask you those questions, I'm gonna do a quick commercial break, okay?
Sounds good.
All right.
I don't know how to be no one else. Really, I'm just being myself. I had this hurt, and I just wanna be by myself. All alone in a cold cell. I used to sleep in a motel. Landlord kicked this out. Oh well, I knew the street so well. So I used to shop at motels. I thought with that I had the post down. Then they locked me back up. Never saw they locked me back up. You can't win solution with the black. This time I got backed up. 25 on my head. I kept the number one, then I.
Now, being, oh, sorry, the light in the back. Now, being as though you have transitioned to Baltimore from, your different states, Connecticut and New York, how has it been linking up with other like-minded co-workers and colleagues in this wonderful world of Baltimore, and, just kind of connecting with your different experiences, trying to learn in as much as you can, because you're going to be probably learning for about the next 7 to 10 years, correct?
Yes, that is absolutely correct.
So what is it like meeting other like-minded colleagues, or have you found people that you can kind of connect with to not feel so lonely in the world where in a city where you're like kind of by yourself, but not really by yourself?
I've met some really lovely people already in my class at Hopkins.
Yeah.
And it's really been so nice to get to know them and to get to spend time with them. And sometimes, and this is something that in college really didn't work for me, is studying with others. People didn't really feel like it was quality time. But for me, I was like, no, this is great. We get to work together and be in the same space.
So studious.
Yeah, exactly. So studious. I'm a total nerd at heart. But I think now, I get to have fun with my friends, and I went climbing today with some classmates of mine.
Oh, wow.
But I also studied in the morning with a classmate, and that felt equally as lovely and just close and connected. And so it's been really nice. I would love to get to know more of the people in the community, and I think I'm trying to do that by going to the same coffee shops or same restaurants, and trying to form connections like that. I'm doing some community acting maybe. But yeah, it's been really, really nice to get to know people in the context of we're all new here, and we're all forming our own lives and patterns.
Right. I think that's Aurora, I think that's so amazing for you to actually, connect with not just your colleagues, but the community, because you need in this world, in this society, I feel like, especially in minority communities, you definitely need more people in the medical field that actually care, that actually want to, kind of help fix whatever problem people are going through. And not just minorities. I don't want anybody to feel like they're excluded, but in general, I think that's such an amazing thing for you to want to like really develop that type of one-on-one, connection with people in general. And I think that God is actually going to transition you very well into this field. I don't usually do this. I want to do something. I want to make I want you to tell me, we're going to look back 5 years from now, we're still going to be in contact. I'm going to pull this video up and you're going to look at it and you're going to be like, wow, I did everything in that video I said I was going to do. So I need you to tell the world, Dr. Aurora, what's going to happen for your life in the next 10 years? Let me just go ahead. I'll just go ahead and knock out the 10.
Next 10 years, in the next 10 years, I will complete a medical degree, and maybe perhaps an additional degree if I get really excited about school.
Yeah.
I will finish my training in whatever specialty I choose. But in terms of the things that I hope to see in the next 10 years, I hope I, as a 32-year-old, will look at this video and be like, wow, I'm so much happier than I was. I know so much more. I mean, I already feel like a super happy person, but
Yeah.
I want to make sure that in my career, I'm also really happy. And that's something I always want to keep tabs on. I hope that all of my loved ones are doing well, and I'm still, you know, connected to my college friends and talking to them and going on crazy adventures. But I think primarily, like, I just hope that I make really lovely connections with other people and get to build my community and my safety net of love.
That is awesome. We're going to stamp that. That's been stamped. 10 years from now, we're going to look back at this, Aurora, and you're going to accomplish all of that and then some. And so I'm so proud of you. I really appreciate you giving TTRLA an opportunity to kind of talk about transitions of life. I hope this was a very good experience for you talking about transitions of life, because for me it was, because I'm still transitioning through my life, and it's always good to have like-minded people, you know, kind of in your same kind of community where you are trying to elevate to the next level. Did you have any shout outs that you want to give? Did you want to tell people any pages or where they can like check you out if they needed anything?
Yeah, I mean, I always want to shout out my community, my family, my friends, my chosen family. I want to thank you so much for inviting me on the show. It's a really big honor to get to be here with you. And obviously, I know you in one context, but this is a whole new context to get to know you, and that's really awesome. And I wanted to share a quote as dropping my pages. I'm going to drop some actual words. I am Irish, and there's this Irish playwright called Samuel Beckett. And he wrote something called "Ever tried, ever failed, no matter, try again, fail better." And I love that. And I think that really encapsulates this idea of life transitions, is to fail better. It's okay to fail. It's okay to be uncomfortable, but it's to do it better.
I like that. Fail better. And that's what I try to do each and every day. I try to make mistakes, learn from them, and not make the same mistakes, but just go in life knowing that I can always correct anything that I do wrong. So that's what life is about. And Aurora, thank you so much for tapping in with me. And I appreciate you for being awesome. And you can stop by anytime and tell your friends. I'll send you the link to the show. And I'm so proud of myself because my mouth is usually kind of crazy, and I was not dropping curse words at all. So this is phenomenal. You definitely will be able to send this to your parents.
Wonderful.
So thank you so much for tapping in, Aurora.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
See you later. Bye. That was the homie Aurora, man. I appreciate her for tapping in, man. I appreciate you guys for tapping in with me. You know, in 10 years, y'all will see Treetop Radio on a very national platform. I'm probably going to be on TV. You might even see me in some acting, doing some acting, because I'm fly and I'm like that. You heard my homie Aurora tell me I'm fly. And so y'all might see me in some movies, you know, and I just plan on me and my co-hosts, we gonna be doing some big things, man. So you're gonna be seeing some NFTs from TTRLA soon too. I'm trying to transition into, you know, that cryptocurrency. I just want to tell people out there, if you're listening on YouTube, Spotify, Google, wherever you looking at me at, man, life is about, you know, like Aurora said, failing and failing better, doing good. You know what I'm saying? Just like making sure that you are able to encapsulate, you know, your life as a journey and not as, you know, something that you have to get right away. Because life is a journey. It's a transition. And as you transition in life and learn, you'll be better. If you want to do better, you will do better. So I appreciate everybody for tapping in. This is a special type of show. We usually do our shows on Wednesday. I'm gonna have to talk to my co-host to see if we're gonna do one on Wednesday, but we probably are. So make sure y'all tap in again tomorrow. I truly appreciate you guys being loyal followers of the TTRLA show. So we're gonna end on a couple commercials, and I'm gonna see y'all. Oh, y'all know. Oh gosh, I was about to mess up. Y'all know I never go a show without saying free Simba, you heard? Free Simba, man. My man will be home soon. Inshallah, man. My man will be home soon. And when he touched down, I'm just letting you know. When my boy touched down, it's a wrap for the DMV. Oh, snap. We gotta continue the show. We gotta continue the show. My boy Black Core, man, just pulled up on us. Get up. My man just pulled up on us. He just pulled up on a helicopter. Is that my man on the helicopter, Joe? Is that him on the heli?
Today, you know it's something different every time.
Black Core, man, what it do, Bobby?
What's the deal, man? I'm sorry. I know I'm late. You probably had your guests and everything. The whole show they came and went.
They came through. The guests came through, but it was a nice little topic, and I still want you to talk about it because we still got some more time. So the topic was basically about life transitions. It was basically about how in life, sometimes people are not properly groomed to transition through life well. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe the people that they were around didn't have somebody to kind of teach them on how to transition. Like maybe they didn't give them the right process in life as a young person. So for you, when you transition from, I think you told me that you was incarcerated for a little bit, and then when you got out, you went to transition into trying to making some income for yourself. And that's how you was able to transition into your entrepreneurship of being the only Black elote man in California.
Yeah, let them know the one and only. One and only. But yeah, definitely. I want to say the main thing I want to say about that is I think the transition is definitely an ongoing thing. It's not like I wake up today and tomorrow I'm transitioning. I left that shit behind me. I'm a new motherfucker. Nah, it's woke up today and all right, I'm about to start changing. I'm like, for a minute, I want to say it took me a year before I even realized I could make legal money for real. You know what I mean? I got out and I'm like, okay, I'm not doing nothing illegal no more. And the nigga was just broke. He was just wasn't doing shit. I'm not doing nothing illegal. I ain't got shit. I ain't got no money. There's shit going on. I'm not going back to jail, but I ain't doing shit neither. I wasn't going nowhere. Wasn't nothing happening. And then after that year, you know what I'm saying? I have my son around me. I'm like, all right, look, we gonna have to, he was about 2. I'm like, so we gonna have to do something. Like, nothing ain't it. We not gonna be doing nothing. This nigga need to eat. I need to fucking eat. Like, we need something going on.
We need
and that's how I started with the video. Yeah, so that's how I started with the elote business and shit. And then, once it started jumping, I'm like, all right, I'm in this motherfucker. And I mean, the whole time I knew what I wanted. Like, I knew I wanted the end result I want a business that's going to be running its own self while I sit at home with my feet up and watch that motherfucker make money. And so it's a process, And so I'm still transitioning to get to that point. You feel me? I'm still on my way there right now. You know what I'm saying? Because we still going out to do events at this point, but I'm going to get there. I already know. That consistency, you know what I'm saying?
Like your plan.
Yeah. Consistency breeds greatness.
The what?
Consistency breeds greatness.
Consistency. You constantly say that because you're consistent. So consistency breeds greatness. Let's say that one more time. Consistency breeds
greatness. Come on, if you're not consistent, what the fuck you doing, man? You jumping wishy-washy. What they do wishy-washy,
wishy-washy. We don't do that wishy-washy over here, man.
You can't. We
Diamonds
cannot.
make pressure make diamonds over here.
Yeah,
You feel me?
pressure make diamonds. You feel me? That pressure got to be consistent because the second it stop, that's a cold rock right there.
That's a cold rock. And what you going with a cold rock? You might as well toss that because you ain't making nothing from it.
Yeah, you better burn that motherfucker. Something, cookie, something you eat. Shit.
But burn that rock. Now, what was it like transitioning from just a regular man without any kids to transitioning into a father? How was that transition? Like, what is some advice for maybe some young men out here who maybe just transition to fatherhood themselves? Like, what is your biggest advice that you'll give to men around the world about being a wonderful father? Because before you answer, I just want to just brag on you a little bit. So my co-host is one amazing father, and he's an amazing Black father. You feel me? He reads to his kids. He goes on trips with them. He picks them up. He always has them. Like, he is an amazing dad. He almost reminds me of my dad. So you know what I'm saying? So that's always a good thing when you are a good father and you're a good influence of your kids, because believe it or not, when you have kids, especially when you have daughters, you know, the daughters in the dad's life is going to be the love of their life, right? So it's going to be the first love. So when you are a good man and you're raising your daughter with love, they are always going to make sure that they seek that in their spouse. They're not going to seek less of that. It's going to be more of it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what you're teaching and that's what you're training. So what is some advice that you have for the young Black, or not just Black men, but men in general who may be transitioning into fatherhood?
I want to say the first thing I think that's important is to take a look at your relationship that you had with your father. So me and my father's relationship, at least when I was younger, was shaky. He wasn't around. I ain't have him around. It kind of messed me up in a certain type way. I seen that at a point my mom got, I was too much for my mom to handle. And that's when I just fell into the streets type of shit. You know what I mean? And so that right there, that's the first step. You want to look at your experience, what you went through. So if you had a great dad, that's a great experience too. That's a great teacher too. Like, okay, my dad was great because he was there. I'm going to make sure that I'm there for my kids. My dad, although at this point I realized he did the best he could, he wasn't around when I was younger. And so that shit fucked me up. And so I know for sure I want to be around for my kids because I'm not going to be the reason, I be the reason they fucked up, but not the same as my dad fucked me up. It's going to be different.
Right. They gonna fall, but it ain't going to be because of me, nigga.
Yeah, they going to fall. If they fall, it's going to be in a different way than I fell.
Oh, your Wi-Fi, nigga, your Wi-Fi. You move around too much. Damn it. He was getting into the good cream of the crop. Hopefully, my man. Oh, there we go. There we go. We back now. We back with it.
Yeah, it's because I walked away from the Wi-Fi for a second. I'm walking outside and shit. But so first you gotta look at the relationship that you fucking dealt with already, and then you gotta understand what it is you want for your kids. Like, you are building a person. I think people fuck up because they be like, "Oh, I want to have kids. I want a little baby." Nah. You gonna have a baby for about a year to 2 years. After that, you have a little person that you have created, that you are bringing into this world, that you are teaching everything they gonna know or not know.
Right. So you have to be.
What kind of person do you want to be in this world? Like, what kind of person are you trying to bring into this world? What type of person are you trying to create and add to this world? Like, when you deal with other people in the world, are you like, oh, this is shit I don't want to fucking bring into we don't need more of this type of shit in here, or we do need more of this type of shit. So it's about what kind of person you want to bring into the world, and then it's about fucking working at it, just like everything else, spending that every day and being like, I'm dedicated to this shit. I'm gonna fucking do it. Like, I want to have a fucking, I want my kids to be healthy, so they eat healthier than I do. When they at my house, we not doing none of that junk and none of that bullshit. Because I know I used to eat it when I was younger. I had to wait to get older to decide I'm gonna eat healthy. And get the body out, you know what I'm saying? So we starting you young. My daughter a vegan. We not doing that shit. I'm not gonna throw that on you. You get old enough to start fucking deciding you want to eat meat. We can talk about it, discuss it, and why do you want to eat? Get to that point. Yeah, it's not. I'm just gonna throw it on you and then have you grow up and be like, oh, now you gotta, eat better, eat healthy. You done fucked up your colon from eating bullshit. No, we're not having that. I'm not gonna be fucking you up in the same way I was fucked up. That's for sure.
Man, that's good. That's good to hear. That's awesome that your daughter is vegan. I think that's important for us, to have healthy kids and transition into healthy lifestyles, because we are eating a lot of crazy things, especially when we growing up, we eating all type of junk food,
Bullshit. It was bullshit. And kids now be eating a bunch of bullshit too, but we're not doing that on my site. That's out. So like I said, my daughter vegan. She gonna stay vegan until it get to a point that she want to eat some meat and shit like that.
Right. That's
don't need
awesome.
Exactly. She don't need it. And she love to read because what the fuck? Reading is important. You can't do nothing. If you can't read and write, where you going in life? You ain't going nowhere. Ain't shit happening for you. So I'm making sure that's happening. I'm fucking reading with her as much as I can every time I can. And my son too. It's to the point that I want him to be able to show her what I'm showing him. I'm still going to show her, but I want him to be on the same page. It's like, okay, my dad used to read to me all the time, so I'm reading with my sister and shit. And like you said,
they strong right there. Everybody clap for my man. Clap up for my man.
Oh God, I started that reading stuff when she was still in the womb. Bought them little headphones that you play for the womb, and I would literally read the book on camera and boom, play the video for her while she in the. I'm not playing with it. We starting early because the earlier you start some shit, just like with my businesses, I'll take my son with me to go fill up the machines. I'll take my son with me to go fix the machines. When I got machines at the house, he's seen it. I'm talking to him about it because when he gets old enough, he's gonna be the one that's making sure everything happening right with the machines. Because the earlier you get into shit, the better off you're gonna be. All right, he gonna decide, do I want to do this? Do I want to fuck with this? Do I not want to fuck with this? I got options at a young age. That way, when I do get older, I've been decided that shit. My dad had a fucking ATM company. Now I own that shit. Yeah, that shit in the back. But this is what I really want to do. I travel the world. I don't do shit. Whatever it is, that's gonna be. He gonna have that option to make that choice instead of growing up and like, damn, I gotta work a job. I gotta make money right now. I don't got a choice.
Right. That's smart. I like that. I like that you are, because that's what foreigners, when they have kids, that's how they create generational wealth. You know what I'm saying? They actually had a little kid. When you go to the curry out, when I was going to the curry out growing up, I used to see Sue Young in the store.
Right there working,
shaking at the cashier. Ringing it up. You know what I'm saying?
She ain't got school. Oh, she right there working. She just got out of school. She right there working. She's 6 years old, but she fucking doing the math to add up your change because you're not gonna play with her food money. She gonna eat off this shit. So we getting it right.
We getting them right, and I think that's very important too. As parents, you have to want to put your kids into a position early, and you got to teach them. Because school is only going to teach kids how to be sheep. You know what I mean?
Yeah, school ain't teaching them shit. School telling them, look, follow this line right here. And if you're not directly on this line, you can't do nothing. And that's bullshit. That's a straight lie. It's so many options out there. And that's the main shit that I be wanting to do for my kids. I want to show them shit that I didn't get to learn till I was older because there was no reason for us not to learn it young. Like, what the fuck? Like some shit, and I'm working on it now, is getting my son into coding. I heard that fucking in China, they literally are teaching them coding from first grade, which makes sense. Everything we got going on is computer based. Why the fuck we still got school teaching them bullshit? Like what? In first grade, still learning the alphabet? What the fuck for? He know his alphabet already.
Teach my man coding, how to put some
put him on to some shit.
Robot, make the robot move from numbers and letters and shit.
Exactly. Teach him them ones and then zeros so he can make shit fucking move, because that's everything in this world is going towards computers. And we're not teaching shit about computers in school. 12 years of your life, we not telling you shit about no motherfucking computer. What? That shit don't make no sense.
Not knowing nothing.
What? That shit don't make no. You get out of school, you don't know a goddamn thing. What the fuck?
I learned all my stuff by just going through life and making
experiencing that shit. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's important. We gotta give our kids that experience at a young age because, like you said, we are definitely in the transition or in the era of technology. We are actually transitioning to just pure technology, where
everything tech. Man, you didn't see the motherfucker that just got a record deal? That's a AI robot.
AI.
And then I see some AI robot. It's a fucking AI robot, and that shit. I work just as hard as y'all did to get this right, bitch. If you don't stop fighting with me, you don't You was a zero ass motherfucker. Oh my God, you ain't ran in your life. You ain't never gonna have to.
That's funny as shit, yeah.
That shit get me mad because you know rapping is that's how some black people get the fuck out the hood. Now you telling me you got a robot doing rapping, my nigga, and getting a record deal? Like what the fuck?
Facts, yeah, because that's just the era. Is everything is just transition. They even got the robots. You know, for the people now, it's getting so wicked out here, Joe. It's getting so crazy out here. They got the robots that's actually gonna be. You can have sex with these robots.
The sex robots and shit. Yeah,
the sex robots. I'm like, oh man. So you definitely you want to make sure your kids' minds is right, because you know these robots gonna be taking the
everything. What? You telling me it's gonna be a robot you could nut in now? God damn, this shit crazy.
It's getting wild out here, bro. It's getting wild.
And we just rolling with it. That's the shit I hate. It's just like, fuck it. This the new normal. Like, wait, hold the fuck on. Wait a minute. God damn, every bitch got a rose and then wonder why a nigga can't make her nut. Bitch, your shit is fried. That shit is fucking fried. Yo, Clint is fried, bitch.
That's not the real joint, man. It's not the
like, god damn. I'm just glad you feel me that a robot, at least not yet, they ain't got that skin to skin contact now. That shit different, man, you feel me, bitch? When you feel this tip, you feeling the tip. Oh god damn.
It's gonna be hard out here for women because these niggas go buy all the robots.
and that's what females really don't understand. They be like, you just some coochie, and you think you know what I'm saying? You think you should deserve everything because of some coochie. That's a hole, baby. Yet what? Man, niggas in jail got their peanut butter jelly in a fucking towel, beating that shit in a glove. You feel me? Getting that shit right now.
Hey, yeah. Hey, our podcast, if you out there listening, our podcast can transition. I'm sorry.
Hey, yo, this shit went left real quick. It didn't transition.
We're going to swing it back on text. It go left real quick on the TTRLA show, man, real quick. But so when I had my guest Aurora on the show.
Damn, and I'm mad I missed the guest. Fuck, I started cooking and then I just got distracted, cooked and it was over with.
Nah, she's a medical student, so she attends this hospital school out here in Baltimore. Johns Hopkins is a very elite hospital out here, and so she is, going to be a doctor later on down the line. So she's right. So she was basically telling the audience just about how it is to transition into a new place where you don't really know nobody and you kind of feel alone, but you're not alone because you still got, your family and friends. And so when she was on here, I asked her to do like a 10-year plan, because I told her in 10 years, we're going to come back and look at this video and see all the things that you have accomplished from what you said. So I want you to do the same thing. So I want you to tell our audience what in 10 years we can expect to see from Black Corpsman LA.
In 10 years, I want to be a franchise already. I want to at least have my own brick and mortar store and have somebody else have bought the franchise and be making their own money owning it somewhere, whether it's in California or it's in another state or it's in a whole nother fucking country. I want at least one in 10 years, at least, because in 10 years I'm gonna be 40. So I should, at 30, I want to be wrapped up, got my store, got my shit sitting pretty. I'm just relaxing, strolling through, checking on shit. Are y'all flipping the fries right? Shit like that. By the time I turn 40, which is 10 years for me, I want to fucking have that shit franchised and somebody else be making money and be able to be in my neighborhood helping niggas get their bread right legally.
Right, I like
because
that.
I think the hardest shit is for people don't even realize it. It's like, all right, yeah, you got gangbangers and drug dealers in the hood that's struggling, but you got motherfuckers that's just plain square average Joe, and he's struggling. He really struggling. The drug dealers got money to blow. Yeah, they doing it the wrong way, not the wrong way, because fuck what a white man say, but they doing it, a different type way. But it's motherfuckers that ain't got shit, ain't got nobody. Like I ain't have nobody, wasn't nobody to put me on nothing. Nothing at all. He couldn't put me on shit. Nothing. And that's the motherfuckers I want to help. I'm coming back to the hood. Come on, we finna put you on something. We finna get you right. And it's finna be something legal. So that's that's my 10-year plan. I want to be able to be franchised already with my business, and I want to have my fucking ATM vending machine business just booming, just fucking stupid booming. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me get a couple government contracts. You see me at every park, or you feel me? I seen a fucking little medical place that I know I'll be keep seeing that motherfucker, so I know I need to find my way in it because it's everywhere around the city. It's called Ultimed or some shit like that. I want to have a vending machine in all they little spots and all that shit, man. I need it.
Yeah, you're gonna get that. So that's the 10. We're gonna mark that in 10 years. Cause excuse me, I'm 35 right now. So in 10 years.
And my daughter will be 10 to 10 years. Oh shit, in 10 years I want to have 10 more kids too. Like, 10 years I got a plan.
Dang. And so in 10 years, you'll be 30. What'd you say? You'll be 30 what?
No, I'll be 37, almost 40. Yeah. I'm 27 right now, about to be 28. Right. So in 10 years, I'll be 38, 37, about to be 38. You feel me? Wow. And by that time, I want to be franchised. I want to have my daughter set up, my son set up, and I want 8 more kids at least on the backside. I want to have my big ass piece of land property, a big old estate. I want 1,000 acres, but I for sure at least 100 acres, and have me, each person each kid's baby mama got their own little spot, and it's really the kids' house. But you feel me? Set up like 5 little, houses on the land lot. Kids stay there. You feel me? We come to the house, eat dinner on Sundays, Saturdays, and shit right here. Dinner every day. We reading every night. Come on, man. I need it big business, big family.
That sounds lit. I like that. So when I'm 45, I'm gonna come back to this show, this YouTube, and we gonna be eating good. I'll be like, dang, we did it, Black Core.
We're gonna be set up straight, just blown up.
I like that. Hey, if people want to follow you on your social medias, if you got a website that people can go ahead, because you do a lot of things. I mean, you just a man of many hats. So to give people your info where they can, maybe they want to invest in you, you know what I'm saying? And because you got a vending machine company, maybe they want to invest in your ATM company, or maybe they want to buy some stuff from your website. So go ahead, give them the drop.
Yeah, all right. So the website, what we're doing, and I just said, that motherfucker just expired, but I'm about to pay for it, sell the money out to get it going. BlackCornman.com, tap in. We got the rugs on there. We got the merch on there. And there is new merch going to come out for sure before the end of the year. I just been a little preoccupied trying to juggle a lot right now. If you want to fucking tap in with the vending machines, the ATMs, go to the Instagram, go to the Facebook. It's Black Cornman LA on all social medias.
Black Cornman LA on all social medias. Y'all heard that? That's my dog, Black Cornman. Hey, always, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate you. This love for life. We locked in forever, man.
Forever.
And I appreciate you coming in through the show. And we're going to see you tomorrow because this is a special show. So we got another show Wednesday
We doubling up this week.
We going up. So we got to be up, and I appreciate you, stepping in with us. And tomorrow we lit.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me. I love to be on this show all the time.
All right, I got you, bro.
All right.
That was my dude, Black Cornman. You know what I'm saying? The only Black Cornman and the only elote man in Los Angeles, California. So if you're not familiar with elote, you need to go ahead and Google that. He the only Black elote man in Los Angeles, California. So he doing it out there. He got many different businesses going. And so that's how we do. You know what I'm saying? So again, I appreciate you guys tapping in. I want y'all to follow me on all my social media platforms, man. Follow me on Instagram, 23 Savage, 23 Savage _, Treetop Radio _ LA. Y'all can follow my personal page. That's Big Homie Smiles 41 backup page, man. I really appreciate y'all, being with me through my transition. It's like y'all growing with me, you know what I'm saying? So if you ever go back through all my YouTubes, you're gonna see like a huge change. And just like as I'm developing and transitioning into who God has me to be, I'm also transitioning my business too as well. So as I grow, my business grows. And as I mature, my business matures. You know what I'm saying? I've been going through a lot lately. So I just really appreciate being able to have a platform to be able to kind of like express myself and be able to help others to get through or go to the next stage in life as I'm going. So I'm gonna end this joint out with a nice commercial, and make sure y'all tap in, man. Each and every Wednesday, 7:30 Eastern time, 4:30 Pacific time. So if you're on the West Coast, that's 4:30 your time. If you're on the East Coast, it's gonna be 7:30 our time. Shout out to my mother. We got Bible class each and every Monday and Thursday. So if y'all follow me on Instagram and y'all want to be a part of the Bible class, just hit me up. I'll DM you the link. Shout out to my brother Scooby. He's a phenomenal bartender and security guard, and he a weightlifter. So shout out to him. I love you so much. And just shout out to all my family and my friends, that's out there just supporting me and rooting for me to win and be successful. So I'm going to end this joint out with a commercial, and I holla at y'all.
Peace and blessings, family. Have you experienced pain in your life? The definition of pain is physical discomfort caused by illness or injury. Did you know that we can physically feel pain based on the injury we've caused ourselves or someone has caused us? Pain is a receptor that shows us that we're human. Don't allow the pain that you've caused someone or someone has caused you to define who you are. Pain is just a roadmap to success. Without pain, how can you know what you can endure? Pain is a form of suffering. If you are unable to suffer, then you're unable to get through the pain. Sometimes in life, things happen that is out of our control. Recently in my life, I've experienced pain and I've caused pain to others. As a person striving for righteousness and striving to be a better version of myself, I have to heal within myself. And I have to know that the injury or the pain that I sustained is only temporary. God is forever. And if you give your pain and your struggle to Him, He will relieve you and heal you immediately. Don't let pain define who you are. Peace.
Say, man, it's Street Top Radio LA.